TIFU by accidentally deleting my university's entire database. Obligatory, this didn't happen today, but last week when I was interning at my university's IT department. So I'm a third-year computer science student doing an internship to get some experience. Mostly I've been doing simple tech support and handling basic issues. My supervisor asked me to clean up some old files on one of the servers to free up space. He left for a meeting and I got to work. Now, I know my way around Linux and servers. I thought this would be easy. As I was deleting old log files and backups, I accidentally typed RMRF into the wrong directory. I instantly realized my mistake, but it was too late. I had just wiped every single file on the main database server. Panic set in. 5 years of records, course materials, enrollment info, you name it, gone in 10 seconds of stupidity. I broke into a cold sweat, paralyzed, not knowing what to do. The server was redundant, so data could be restored from backups, but those were in the hands of another department. I had to confess to my supervisor what just happened. He turned ghostly white, swore a bit, but then focused on contacting the backup admins to start an emergency restoration. I spent the rest of the week helping get data back online and apologizing profusely. At the end of my internship, my supervisor said I caused some of the most dramatic on-the-job experience he's ever witnessed, but appreciated how I owned up to my mistake and helped fix it. While they'll be double-checking any commands I enter from now on, I'm still welcome back again next term. Lesson learned: be very careful when wielding powerful commands, especially on production servers. RIP data, you will not be forgotten. I will always be haunted by that RMRF. TLDR accidentally wiped out my university's entire database as an IT intern, spent a week restoring from backups and groveling for forgiveness. On the job experience gained, humility attained, and commands now triple-checked. Great outcome. I am always nervous I'll forget the where clause in an SQL update or delete LOL. Meh, TBH, I blame the uni for having a setup where an intern's careless mistake can put all their data at risk. I did 2 UPS events early on as the Linux admin for a university. One pressed enter on a SQL update without a where clause and flattened the entire account management DB. We restored from backups, replayed the day's adds and changes and created a test DB for me to develop on. 2. I did a chmod in a user's home directory to fix some permission issues. Yeah. I realized I had a problem when the prompt did not return quickly on a slow network connection. That took longer to fix but was not a major impact. The early lessons will stick with you for years. I lost about 4 years of research data during my PhD, and wasn't able to recover any of it, so you're good. Things happen. So, you demonstrated quite clearly to the university board or controller or whoever controls the money why those expensive backups are so important. X200B. Job well done, I say. Would a university really put all of their data in one basket with no writing or deletion protection whatsoever? That seems rather unprofessional to me. Bobby Tables grew up. At times I need to copy, rename, delete files in System 32 via CMD and I panic I'll accidentally hit enter at Dell C Windows System 32 every time. One of my coworkers, very experienced, somehow deleted the whole partition of the email server. The whole email service went down right away. It's a bank, and all those senior executives immediately calling my boss like crazy LOL. You don't work in IT very long without breaking something. Always own up unless you are 100% certain you can fix it yourself, in which case fix it, then still own up. You look better if you fixed your own fuck up where possible. Unless you work for shitty management, in which case, your mileage may vary. Reminds me of the time we were learning about Reuters and such and how they build their data tables from each other. I asked what happens if you erase a main router's table. The teacher said let's find out. So I erased it. And the backup. And it replicated. From one campus to 3 others in other states. The switch router we had access to was not supposed to be on the network. Sudo or MRFV. vs. Sudo or MRFV. That missing period can be one of the biggest mistakes a Linux system admin can make. Ask me how I know. One of my interview questions is, what was your worst mistake, and what did you do about it? Someday maybe I'll interview you and we can have a laugh. I'm just going to edit this row. SQL 205,876 rows affected. Oh no. You didn't fuck up. Your supervisor did by giving you too much access, and for not restricting our MRF. The more important lesson here is to own your mistakes. I've seen people cost the company thousands of dollars from an honest mistake and not even be reprimanded, because they sounded the alert as soon as they realized. I've also seen people get terminated from covering up problems or refusing to ask for help. Just be thankful the backup system actually worked. I've seen many cases where the backup system was broken and no one ever bothered to check. You're not a seasoned engineer until you've broken then fixed something serious in production. You've cleared that hurdle earlier than most. Congrats on the learning experience. Every dev deletes the production database at some point in their career. Little Bobby tables the intern. That's unfortunately the best way to learn. You won't get anywhere in IT if you don't destroy at least one server. Best of luck. I've been in IT for 15 years now on your studies. Oh, and a little advice. When you graduate, make sure you find a good liquor store. Booze helps ease the tension of users. You'll thank me later. Ha ha. First of all, this story is absolute nonsense, and apparently piles of Redditors read about how one time the Toy Story 2 producers accidentally RMD'd the entire movie and their gullible asses Dunning-Krugered themselves all the way to the upvote button and commenting LOL this definitely did happen. Go ahead and click his profile and see that the next 2 posts are TIFU by uploading my consciousness to an internet toilet. And TIFU by accidentally becoming a drug mule. All within the same day. You people are fucking bricks. Oh yes, little Bobby tables. Lesson learned, be very careful when wielding powerful commands, especially on production servers. RIP data, you will not be forgotten. I will always be haunted by that RMRF. As a programmer that may play with databases, welcome aboard. Did the same to a client. Now I type pwd before any major command. Oopsie daisy. I know my way around Linux and servers. Clearly not. Not yet, anyway. But neither does your boss. Imagine giving that sort of authority to an intern. Still, we all make mistakes, yours was particularly instructional. And you did the right thing by owning up. An experience gained, humility attained, and commands now triple-checked bodes well for your future. Windows might be bothersome asking for confirmation for so many operations, but I feel the use of the F switch should generate something similar. Same for the parameter. Whoever gave the intern root access on the DB server has gotta go LMAO. My bars tell me to move along if I look at our database server for too long. Consider it an investment in your education. Not your fault. If anyone should take the blame, it should be head of IT for your uni didn't develop the process well enough if an intern can delete a whole database. Let the intern mess with production unsupervised. Why do you have permission to mess with databases in the first place? Your supervisor played himself. WTF, why does an intern have admin access to a production